Welcome to setting a backdated listings trail. Today we'll look at how we can set up a listing expiry trail. So from the main screen we can select Systems. Once we're in the Systems database we can select Trails on the right hand side. This will give us a list view of all the trails that we currently have in the system. From here we can select New Trail and this will create a new blank trail for us. So the trail type in this instance will be a listing, as we want to set this from our listings database. We're going to use the backdate trail, so anything with a minus in front of it will come before the listing expiry date, and then anything as a regular number will go through to post listing expiry date. So we need to give our description that will show up in our drop down list of trails. So this is just the listing expiry. And we just need to start adding in our activities. So we need to brainstorm these activities so that we've got every action that we need to complete for a listing expiry. So in this case we're going to add in a new activity, and this is a task for the listed by agent. So we're going to use this code that we have up the top here. So whoever's listed this property is going to get this task. So I need to make sure that I type it in exactly how it's set up above. So it won't matter who sets this trail, it will always go to the person that's listed the property for this task. So we need to relist the property if possible, and also adjust the price if possible. So in our days from start we need to put in a negative, and we're going to go negative 14 days prior, so this will be 14 days before the listing expiry date that this activity will pop up in our listed by scheduled task. So our next activity will be a task, and this is going to be for the principal. I'm going to get the principal to make a phone call here, so I'll actually change this to phone call. And this is just a touching base call. It's just mainly a bit of a love call. So our third activity will be a task. And we're going to give this one to our admin team. So we're going to get Kathy Harris to do this task. And this is to notify the team. And this is of the outcome. So are we going to relist the property? Have we got a price adjustment? And we're going to do this on the expiry date. And then one last task in here. And we're going to get the listed agent to do this one as well. We just need to make sure that we set them on a new trail. And this will be 1 day after the listing expiry date. So I've now added in all of our activities. So we have a few in here prior to the listing expiry date, and then we have one after the listing expiry date. So we've created this. We'd now be able to set this against our properties. If we select the city icon, we can go back to the main screen. We can now select our listings, and we can go into the details of our listing here and find our listed property we'd like to set this up against. So we need to make sure that we've got the expiry date filled in here on the listings data entry screen. We can select the red trails button in the top menu. We can see we've got all our activities against this property already. Now we just want to select our next activity to follow up on, or action plan. This is our listing expiry. We can set the trail. It's for the vendor. We can choose our start date. And we just need to make sure that we set it up as our listing expiry date. And we've now got all of our tasks set up in the database to make sure that we follow this up. We now need to make sure that everyone's going from the main screen into the scheduled calls database and marking off any tasks that they have completed no. So the CD icon will take us back to the main screen. Thank you for watching.